Ladies and germs, welcome. I'm Def Shogun, freelance illustrator and graphic designer. In today's video, I'm going to teach you, that's you, how to draw the extremities, arms, legs, the nether regions, which may or may not get me canceled. Now, one of the first questions you're probably asking is, Def, why are you wearing sunglasses inside like a douche? Well, first of all, that's rude. Don't you dare call me a douche. Secondly, it's because my future is so bright. Duh. I hate myself. Now, before we begin, please hit the like, subscribe, hit the notify me button. Also, take note that in the description of this video, there's a little link for a Kickstarter that I have for my comic book, Penguino's Revenge Torment Part 2. Check it out. Launches on July 10th. You're not going to want to miss it. I promise you. I wouldn't lie to you about that. Also, if you haven't already, please take a look at the link tree. There's a link in there, and in that link is another link from my Redbubble store. Yeah, I posted some work up there, mostly my Careless Bears, some of my Mad Honey merch. If you don't know what that is, I suggest you take a look for yourself. Now, as always, these tips that I'm about to show you can be used for either traditional or digital format artists, okay? If you're like me and you do a little of both, kudos. If you're one or the other, great. Alright gang, now for those of you that are using pencil and paper, you don't have to worry about this. But for my fellow digital artists out there, if you're using Procreate and the iPad Pro, I've created a group of brushes for you to use. They're available in my web store at defshogun.com. Check it out. And for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a file size of 8 inches by 8 inches at 300 dpi, just to get the most clarity. Now you don't have to use my brushes, but these are the ones I like to use. This is the best sketch brush that I've created here for myself personally. I've had other people say they love them, so check them out if you'd like to. And let's start making some arms. Okay. So, what I like to do is, what I'll do is start out with like a pivot point for the shoulder. So like say your torso's here. We're going to focus on this point, right? And let's picture the head right there for shits and giggles. So if the arm is down like that, I like to do that. I like to do a little wireframe. And then the shoulder muscle comes down, and the bicep is right there. The tricep might pop out the back here a little bit, and then you'll have your elbow joint pop out a little. And this is be like the forearm pit is what I like to call it, right in here. And the muscles on the forearm kind of wrap around from the back and come to the front. It's like a ribbon. If you look up online on anatomy, you'll see what I'm talking about. And so we're just throwing a little shading here so you have a better example. You have the front shoulder and the back shoulder, which connect the bicep and the tricep. Then you have your forearm, and you have your hand. I'll show you guys how to do hands in another video, because I feel like that requires its own video. But this is like the front. That's like a front view, right? Now if I wanted to say, let's pivot it up, right? So we'll go out again with the wireframe. Now when you go out, when you pivot up like this, when the arm is up and it's at the front, the shoulder kind of pops up a little bit. And then again you'll do that. And sometimes the armpit will kind of pivot around to the chest and pecs. So let's say the head is like right there. Then we'll do the forearm again. Again, the muscle, imagine the muscle wrapping around. Then you have the hand. And I'm just roughing right now to give you guys an idea of exactly how I go about doing it. Everybody has their own way. Of course, I am self-taught, so this is my way of doing it. I like to do it as quickly as possible, as fast as I possibly can do it. Now, if you were to do like a, say we were to flex, right? We could flex this. So do the head again, the torso box, the neck, and then the shoulder circle here. So we're going to flex it. So I'm going to have the arm come up slightly, have the elbow and the forearm. So the shoulder comes up, and the bicep, the muscle in front, will get bigger, while the muscle in back will get smaller. Does that make sense? Will thin out because it's stretching across as this comes up. Forearm in front. Again, the wrapping around of the muscle. And the bicep just kind of pops up like that. Now, we can do like a foreshortening effect for the arm, which a lot of superheroes do when they're flying at you. So what I like to use like the 3D box method. So I create these random 3D boxes in my head. All right. So say we have the shoulder here. It's the farthest box away. And then you have your elbow and your hand. So the hand goes here. And again, I'll show you guys how to draw hands in the next video. But I just wanted to make sure I get all the anatomy points for you guys in these latest videos before we get into something crazier. So here, this is the hand. That's what this is. Then you'll have the forearm, the bis and tris, and then the shoulder. So you see the forearm, the bis and tris, and then the shoulder. And they all kind of sort of overlap a little. Does that make sense? And then you can do it again on the other side. Then you have the head here, and he's flying at you with a big old smiley face. Yay, you can draw now. Yay. Okay, so now let's do the back of the arm. Okay, so here's the head. Here's where the neck meets the back of the head. We talked about this in a later video. The shoulder. The shoulder again looks similar to the back, but it connects more to the back muscles. See how I kind of did that there, right there. So we'll do this, do that. Now the back of the tricep on the back, it kind of does like a V, where it meets an upside down V, or an A where it meets the elbow. And again, more turning for the, try and get a good feel for the way those muscles warp around the forearm. And that's what that's what the back of an arm would look like for the most part. I'm not a master at this stuff. I'm not Boris Vallejo or Julie Bell or anything like that. If you don't know who those are, Boris Vallejo or Julie Bell, check them out. They're amazing painters. They do a lot of fantasy and sci-fi stuff. Check them out. But that's the back. Now if we would do the flex on the back, bring the arm up a little bit. Now by flexing, again, you stretch out that tricep, but you're still going to get that V there, but it's going to look distressed and stretched out. And then of course the shoulder muscle comes around to the back. And don't forget that swing around those muscles on the forearm. Right? So he's flexing up. This muscle gets bigger. This muscle gets smaller. The underside of his arm. Now you can do, we could see what the arm looks like from a different angle. So this is like from a top view down. Right, so the head would be here. Right, something like that. It would look similar to something like that. I'm just trying to give you a general idea to help you fill in the gaps where you feel like you might need. Now we got the arms down, let's do some legs. So legs are a little different. Say we do the hip. Let's just give him like that jeans flap there. And then over here, you'd have where your legs would actually come from. So you draw your thigh, your knee. Now the legs are a little tricky. So the thigh kind of juts out a little bit further than you want. This is kind of stretches out like the back of the leg. You're going to have the A here for to make room for your knee. And you're actually going to have another muscle right here that kind of pops out. It kind of wraps around from the back and comes to the front. So imagine this kind of coming out this way and going that way. Again, with the calf, it kind of juts out a little bit, and the inside calf tries to stay more inside but also kind of juts out. And then it meets at another A is where I like to put the ankle, and then you can put the base of your foot, and then you can add the toes. I use a box for toes and stuff, and that's basically how the muscles work for the legs. From the front. From the back, it's also a little different. Okay, so that's the front. In the back. Now the back, if I were to draw, like say someone wearing jeans or something, I would have like a little, I'd create a line here to show like the partition of the buttocks, or the booty, or the behind, or the derriere. And again, you just draw your joint where you're going to have your leg at. Now, the butt overlaps on the leg muscles. Okay? So the leg muscles are going to be coming from like right here, jutting out right here. And you're going to have a V or an A and another V down here. This time. Over here for the knee, you had your knee muscle, and then you had the A underneath it. And this is the back of the joint. Alright? And then you're going to have that, which is like another, it kind of lines everything up. So this back muscle is warping around like that, where you see it here. Right? And this muscle comes around here and goes here. Does that make sense? Now we'll do that. Again, we'll do the V. the box for the base of the foot. And then you can add another box for the toes. So that's your basic leg shot. Then we can do a pose for the legs. Say he's running, like a superhero run. So the knee kind of juts far out. You want the knee to jut out, and then you have your muscle kind of flex in here. So I'll just, the buttock kind of comes down around, and it's that little fold for the calf. And then you have your bone kind of jutting out right there. And then you have your ankle, just like that. And you want to point your ankle, picture your ankle on like a pivot, and it can go in any direction. So you can start the back of the ankle here, or you can start the back of the ankle there. For this case, I'm going to start the back of the ankle right here and follow it. Kind of like that. And again, underneath you have that kind of, what that muscle does, it kind of wraps around. You don't want to show it too much, I just wanted to give you an idea of the flow of the shape. And again, I'll do the A for the knee. Like that. I'm running out of room here. Let's just do that. Now what I like to do, if the foot's like kind of facing down, like he's coming off the ground, I'll do something like this. It's usually like how like a superhero boot would go. Something similar to this. Maybe something a little smaller. And you can add some lines for the grooves. It depends on what your superhero is wearing. Maybe he's wearing a slick suit with like cool lines. And then we could try the leg in front, go the other way with it. Have the leg in front as he's running like this. And we'll have the butt out. Now from this angle, the side of the calf here, you basically just have a line there and it goes down to the knee. And you have that fold. And again, we'll keep his foot out like that, and then the other leg. I want to stretch it out, stretch out that shape. And the inside, you're going to see is going to be another V where the muscles kind of connect on the inside of the body. Then you have your knee. The calf kind of juts up here a little bit, this angle. Foot is planted down. It's kicking off. So like, and then you can have like little bits of smoke and stuff come off just to show some movement. Now if this side of the body is moving this way, then this side of the if the foot is moving this direction, then the body part, the extremity up top, like the arm, is going to be back. Like that. And just like this one's back, this one's forward. Kind of like that. Does that make sense? And that's how you do arms and legs, basically. That's the gist of it. If anybody has any questions, if I move too quick for you, please let me know. I don't know how in-depth you'd like me to go with these videos, but I'm just using what I wish I knew. I wish I had the basic understanding of how the muscles worked, and that's what I was trying to show you here today. So hopefully I pulled that off. All right. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I know it was a few days since I've last posted, but I'm trying to post more often. It's just, kids are crazy. So, all right. I hope this helped a lot. Thank you so much for your support. So for the next stream, I'm going to be doing hands. We're going to get a little handsy with it, okay? We're going to go over all the fundamentals of the hands and how they're shaped and how they can move, and hopefully give you a better understanding of what you need to do to draw hands. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. Don't forget to hit the like, to subscribe, to notify me. Check the link in the description from my comic book Penguino's Revenge Tournament Part 2. For any inquiries for commissions or anything like that, hit up my link tree and shoot me a message on Instagram. Alright? Thank you all so much. You're the best. Be good. Be good to each other.